Good morning. Day 7 of establishing new neural pathways. So the good news is, woke up before the sun. Well done. I'm going to jump into a cold plunge where there is frozen water on top. So that ought to be fun. And I kind of got sucked into the technology this morning. So the good news is the neuroelasticity is working. I am making progress on establishing new neural pathways. We call those green wires. If you haven't ever seen my red wire, green wire masterclass, we can figure out how to get that to you. So the good news is the neuroelasticity is working, and the good news is I'm being invited to create even more conditions to be my best. So figuring out a system to keep my phone away from me for half an hour if I have to do that to create the conditions for me to be my best, at least until the neuroelasticity kicks in and I have a new neural pathway that just like a smoker becoming a non-smoker, a morning telephone iPhone user becoming a non-morning iPhone user. That's next. That's what we're working on. And yeah, that's what we're up to. Thanks for staying in a loop. Now I'm gonna jump into this bad boy, and I'll let you know how it goes. And I'm not putting that on film, no. Okay, fine. I will shoot it, but I'm naked, so I'm not gonna show that. Hold on one second. Ooh, it's cold. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on one second. Yup, did it. The point isn't that it's amazing or it's heroic or anything special. The point is I'm doing it. I'm doing it to prove myself that I can do it. My invitation is for you. You don't have to have a cold plunge handy. Like I'm thrilled and grateful to be a guest here at the Sanctuary of Yum and being able to use this cold plunge, but you don't need a cold plunge. You can go into the shower and turn the water on and don't touch the hot water dial. You can put your face in a bowl. I was just talking to Dave Asprey last weekend. He's a big proponent. You can take a big salad bowl, fill it with ice and water, and stick your face in it. You don't need a cold plunge to activate those neuroreceptors for cold to make your body say, holy shit, it's cold. You don't need to put your whole body in. You can just put your face in because you have more nerve endings in your face. And it doesn't even have to be that. If cold is no big deal to you, it could be something else. It could be a walk around the block. It's something to challenge you to do the hard thing so that when you have to do a hard thing, you'll already have references in your nervous system, in your anterior mid-cingulate cortex, in your reticular activating system, in the parts of your nervous system that have you know that you're able to do hard things. These are the parts of your nervous system that help you, by the way, make difficult decisions, lead difficult conversations, understand what people are going through, and that makes you a better leader. That makes you better at everything you do. It makes you a better entrepreneur. That makes you a better father, mother, aunt, uncle, grandparent. That makes you better at everything. New neural pathways, yeah, they're the master key. They're the I guess we're not supposed to say master key anymore. So I'll say it's the key. It's the keystone. It's the center of the arc. It's really important. Neuroelasticity, neuroplasticity, and establishing an understanding that creating new neural pathways is at the heart of everything you want to accomplish. And what I mean by this also is, if there's something you want in life and your psychology, your nervous system is telling you you don't have it, it's only because you're not sharing space and time with that thing, that experience, whatever it is. But it doesn't mean you don't have it. Of according to Joel Goldsmith and the metaphysicians of the 20th century, Neville Goddard and Wallace Wattles, authors of some really powerful books. And if you haven't read Wallace Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich, by the way, go to the new scienceofgettingrich.com and download my rewrite of that book. It's absolutely free and it's easier to read. So the metaphysicians are talking about this idea that that thing that you want, and that, by the way, wants you, because you can't want something that doesn't want you in return. That thing you already have. You already have that thing. You already possess it. It's already yours. Your nervous system just thinks it's not. And the difference between having that thing and your nervous system knowing that you have that thing is what we've come to call manifestation. But all manifestation is you closing that gap between what you think you know and what is true. Like, I think I know I don't have this thing, but what is true is I already have this thing. I am a possessor of this thing. I am a possessor of this experience. I have this thing that I desire. And so the invitation is to remember that the difference between having the thing and knowing that you have the thing is closing that gap in knowing. And that is what we call manifestation. And that requires new neural pathways, because the old neural pathways are telling you that you don't have this thing. But the truth, the higher truth, is that you already have this thing. And the scripture calls that everything that my Father has is mine. That's a religious thing. You don't have to subscribe to that. I mean, I'm talking to you in the spiritual context. All that exists is yours. Why? Because you are already an infinite, intimate, and inextricable part of the infinite whole. It's one thing. It's one substance. You're a part of that. I am a part of that. We are all a part of that. We are, in that regard, one and the same. We are intimately, inextricably, and infinitely connected to one another, and our well-beings are intimately, inextricably, and interconnected to one another that way, and because of that. So, let's close this gap together. Let's build these new neural pathways together. Wake up in the morning before the sun. Get your body in some cold water. Stay away from the technology for a half an hour. Get grounded to the earth, connected to your true self. And when you've practiced that for 21 days, you will begin to see the oneness everywhere. You will begin to see that that thing that you desire and that desires you is not just on its way to you, but is already here. You'll start appreciating the truth that you are actually inextricably, infinitely, and intimately connected to all that is, because you are all that is. You're not all that is, like, oh, I'm all that is. You are all that is. So, practice. 21 days to start a new habit, 21 days to create new neural pathways. Get that reticular activating system paying attention. Get that anterior mid-cingulate cortex firing on all cylinders. Wake up before the sun. Cold water. No tech for half an hour. I'm on day 7. Slipped up a little bit on the tech. No problem. Back at it tomorrow.